are you doing this right? Stop using your English R's in Irish. What do I mean by English R's? Maybe you say runner, like me, or runner for the person who runs. However you say it in English, it's different in Irish. Maybe you've learned Irish Gaelic for ages and you're not even aware of this problem I'm going to talk about today. If so, keep listening. I promise it will change the way you speak and hear the language and improve your chances of being understood. Maybe you learned Irish in school with an R sound because that's what your teacher said and the people around you, and that's fine. You've probably got really fluent Irish, but it's still worth listening to this because it can only be made even better. On the other hand, maybe you already know about this tricky letter R. It's a nuisance and you don't want to think about it. You're going to argue. It doesn't matter if I use my English R when I speak Irish. Maybe you think when you do French, nobody cares if you roll the R properly. We do the best we can. It's an accent, and accents are cute, right? Who cares? I care, and so should you. Why should you listen to me? Who am I to tell you? In Irish, I'm just a learner, right? But I've already learned 3 other languages successfully. And I'm qualified as a teacher of French and English, so languages really are my thing. Now, I've put a lot of time into understanding the difference between the 2 R's in Irish, the broad and the slender. And believe me, getting that understanding is worth it. So this video isn't about me teaching you. It's about me sharing what I'm learning and maybe practicing together to see what we come up with. First, let's have a little context. Some of you will know this already. Consonants in Irish can be broad or slender, and R is no exception. Where English speakers think of R as representing one sound, in Irish it represents 2 quite different sounds, and if you mix them up, you might say a word you don't mean at all. This goes for many other consonants, but today I've chosen R because guess what? It's an easy fix, easy to hear the difference, almost that easy to make it. Let's look closer at each of these, the broad R and then the slender. Broad just means that it occurs next to a broad vowel, A, O or U. Then slender means that it occurs next to a slender vowel, E or I. If you see the word written then, you can tell from the spelling which R it is. Important rule. When the R is the very first letter of the word, it's always said broad. Here's an example. Bóthar, road. Listen to the R tapped at the end. It's broad. You can see that A, that's a broad vowel, so you know that it's bóthar. You don't want that R to disappear the way it would in, say, Australian English, or to become bóthar. It's bóthar with a tiny tap at the end. Bord, bord, table, as in aramord, on the table. It doesn't disappear or stretch out the way it would in Australian English, American English or Hiberno English. Now that is the broad R, and it's worth listening to some native speakers, and you'll hear it even better, whether that's listening to a program on the radio or watching a series like Rosnarún. You may know of variations to this, depending on dialect and region. If so, tell me about them. So let's practice. More, big, more. It's not more like the English word more or more. More, more. It's a long O, more, but a little tapped R, a broad R. Far, man, far. Practice with me. What about this word for paper? Paper, paper, marchine, marchine. Is that so? Marchine. Is that so? And then we come to the often used word rothar, bicycle, often used because it both begins and ends with a broad R, or broad R, depending where you come from. Rothar, when it's the subject of a sentence and becomes plural, so meaning bicycles instead of just one, becomes rothar. Rothar, with a slender R at the end. It's just like how we add an S in English to make a plural. There's an I added in that kind of word to make the R go slender at the end, and that's how you know it's bicycles and not bicycle. The I added in there turns the second R slender. Rohej. If you stick with English R's in both cases, so you say both words the same, you won't be understood as saying bicycles. You see, it's not just an accent, it's actually a way of making a difference in meaning. Some say this slender R resembles a j sound. Teach Yourself Irish, for instance, says it's a combination of the R sound with the sound of S in leisure, the English word leisure. Rohej. So again, you can see this is why you need to hear the difference and make the difference, because it's part of the way the language works. I've just used these plurals as examples, but there are actually many more ways that the R becoming slender or being broad changes the meaning of a word. If we keep using our English R's, whether we're saying roher, like someone in Australian English, or roher, like someone in American or Hiberno English, how will we distinguish between a singular and a plural, let alone those other cases I mentioned? We'll lose something very important and something that belongs intrinsically to how Irish Gaelic works. It's worth making the effort to train ourselves so that we keep this beautiful feature of the language functioning and keep the language wonderfully alive. Do you have struggles with the Irish R? Let me know in the comments, and please subscribe to Language Learning Life.